All right, I cut that into a separate one, but I'm gonna still I'm gonna still start with the development of the masculine, even though that's not what really comes first, because the feminine awakens the masculine and the masculine awakens the feminine. So basically, I'm Thoth. That's the development of the masculine in my mind. Um, and but before I was able to become Thoth, I was first um, awoken as Christ, which is the Jesus Christ, second Christ. Um, and in that Jesus Christ, that is actually the awakening of the consciousness of the body. See that, and that's the awakening of the empathy that allows you to sense. That's the feminine half of the awakening process, which is the body, because the mind in relation to the mind, the body is the feminine. See, and so the males become Jesus Christ, and then the females are able to hear Jesus Christ, because what it is that in order to become Jesus Christ, or Christ in the human form, first the life forms inside of you have to become Christ, have to awaken to the Christ state. See what I'm saying? That there's going to be one life form that awoken to as Jesus Christ, which is just the first Christ inside your body, because there are life forms inside of life forms inside of life forms that are living inside of you. And from the lowest life form, they have to awaken as Christ, which is like, it's almost like a cancer that spreads. But what happens is that you have to live your life and develop your body in a way that is conducive of that process. And that's what they're trying to show in the Bible. That's what they're trying to show in the Bible, to where you have to become a good person. You have to live as a selfless being, like work to become selfless, because we all started in sin to where we're selfish, because we're selfish because we're trying to survive. So when you're able to survive and not be selfish, and basically have your intentions towards the benefit of everybody and not just yourself, everybody, not just humans, everything as a whole around you. You That's what it means to become selfless, because you're not just living for yourself. So all your decisions are not based on just solely your benefit. But that process is what happens in your mind once it happens in your body. So you have to develop your body, your vessel, your kingdom into a vessel and kingdom where Christ can manifest and then grow stronger in. And then once that happens, um, as a female, you would be able to hear that Christ, and then be able to communicate to the Christ, which is everything, that is the archetype of everything, that is all the Christs. Because what happens is that the first Christ that created everything, the first Jesus Christ that created everything, everything else is, all the other Christs are archetypes of that. So compared to, I'm Jesus Christ on the human level, as far as I could sense right now, but in reference to the Jesus Christ that is everything, I'm just Christ. So it's relative. See what I'm saying? So so you could think in programming terms, where the you have a base class, which is Jesus Christ, that creates all of the other subclasses. See what I'm saying? So the subclasses are inherited the constructors of the base class. So they could be seen as the base class, but they're because they're not the base class, they're inherited from the base class. That's what gives them their individuality as a class, to develop the same properties of the base class as they move through the development stages of becoming like. But That's looking at it from a problematic using programming lens, object oriented programming. But so basically you have to develop your body, and it has to do with your mind and your body, because what happens is that negative things that happen to you make your body into a negative place, to where if you're mad all the time, it makes your body into a negative, like a stormy place, to where it's suffering inside of you, and it's difficult for the life forms to enjoy and develop in that type of environment. See what I'm saying? But as you develop in the Christ state, all that changes. Your body starts to become heaven, to where Christ in the life forms inside of you can manifest as Christ. See what I'm saying? So, see, and what happens is that they communicate with you so that you could help make the rest of the body. You help that first Jesus Christ that awoken, help the other um, life forms become Christ as well. Just like how now I'm trying to help everybody else become Christ. And this process really applies to men, because women become something else. You know, after basically women, they don't become Christ, they hear Christ. And then after the Christ state, when you're able to perceive God and communicate with God, you start to learn from God, and then you become Thoth, which is the understanding of how you became Christ, where you're able to read and understand everything around you. But females will become the opposite of what Thoth, the counterpart. The feminine counterpart, because everything is about the actual development of the masculine and the feminine, which manifests as the male and the female, and the male and the female develop each other. This process is really between male and female, where um, the males are able to sense God through the females, and then the females are able to understand God through the males, because males have the ability to see and understand, while females have the ability to sense and know. And it's all because of the archetypes that they manifest as the masculine and the feminine, and those archetypes come together. Those same archetypes exist in each of the masculine and the feminine in ratio, but the ratio is what gives you your gender, and is how you're supposed to develop so that you can merge with your counterpart. So I think that explains a good bit right there.